Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week this week. So, this week, what's popping and dropping is another card idea with the confetti launcher. This time, we're going to have the confetti launcher along with a pop up message in this pop-up card this week. It's a really neat card. I think everybody's going to like it. You might check out my old video too for the original confetti launcher. So we have a graduation scene going on here, and then you open it up. We have the confetti launcher and a pop-up message that says congrats, it's your big day. And then we can go ahead and close that, and on the back we have a cap, and I thought we could write a message here. So why don't we go ahead and head over, and I'm going to show you what the launcher looks like. Love this card, guys. Look at that. Big bang, all of that confetti, and it goes all over you. So this week we have the graduation card, and the second card is kind of a generic card, and you can change it up to whatever you're celebrating. So let's go ahead and head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you everything that comes in both of these files. I'll see you there. Alright guys, here we are in Design Space. This is the Confetti Launcher and Pop Box graduation pop-up card. This is what the file will look something like when you open it up. For the balloons over here, there are no strings because I actually took string and used them to connect around the books and the balloons. Down here is the confetti if you need to cut some confetti up for your launcher. Now let's toggle over to our other card. This is the Confetti Launcher and Pop Box Let's Celebrate card. This is what the file will look something like when you open it up. Again, these down here are your confetti if you need confetti. These little guys here, they are sprinkles for the top of your cupcakes if you want to add those to your cupcakes. Don't forget to go up and name and save your project. Go ahead and add any additional pieces that you would like to add. If you like, we can go ahead and get our pieces cut out, and I'll meet you at the craft table and I'll show you how to put this together. I'll see you over there. Okay guys, so now that we are back at the craft table, why don't we go ahead and get our pretty paper out and our card base. We're going to work that score line down the middle, and then we're going to put our pretty paper on. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so we got our pretty paper on. Why don't we go ahead and get out our pop box. You'll also be needing 2 rubber bands for this assembly. One for this and then one for our confetti flinger. So on our pop box, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 score lines on our pop box. We can go ahead and work that. The first one where our little U is at, that's going to be a mountain fold. Our next one is going to be a mountain fold. Our third one, mountain. Our fourth one, that is going to be our valley fold. And then the last 2, they are going to be mountain folds. Then we have all of our score lines worked. The one fold, that's our valley fold, which is the 4th one down. We are going to put glue all in that area and then glue it shut like so. So let's go ahead and do that. There's the glue, and then we're just going to close it. And then once it's worked, we should have something that looks like this. We can get our rubber bands out. I am using the size 12 1 3/4 by 1/16 rubber band. What we can do is put it around our square here and then work it through those holes that's on the side. We want the majority of the rubber band on the side with the little smiley face here. So once we have it on this side, we're just going to take it and twist it and go back around that again and slip it back through those holes on the side. And then we'll have our little rubber band on the opposite side of our little smiley face here. And then what we can do is take the end of this guy, and it's going to go right into that score line, and then we can push this piece back, and then the little heel here, we're going to take and work our rubber band into those holes that's on that little piece there. So it should end up looking like that. Then once we have that worked, we can fold this piece down, and we're going to put glue all over this piece and then fold that guy up to the top like so. So we'll have our little pop box finished. So let's do that. And then once it's done, we have this guy here. Now we can take our little pieces, and this is just for support, and we'll glue them on each section of our little pop box. So let's go ahead and do that. Now our decorative pieces are on here. So on our confetti flinger, what we need to do is take our scissors and snip right on that score line so we can feed our rubber band through there. And I just did a little snip, and the same thing on this guy. Right on that score line, we want to try to snip it. And then once we have those cut, we can work all of our score lines on our flinger. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that we have all of our score lines worked, on these 6 tabs on the side, we can go ahead and snip off the sides of it if you like. And then once we have these worked, we can fold them over to the other side. And then we're going to put glue on all of these tabs and then fold them to our flinger like so. So let's go ahead and do that. We've gotten that done. And then if we turn it back over, we have 2 score lines in the center of our piece here, and we can work those. And then we're finished with this piece, so we can go ahead and set it aside. Let's get our confetti holder. We have 4 score lines, and those are all going to be valley folds. And then once we have it worked, if you notice here, we have these little bitty triangles, and we can cut those out, and it just lets our holder lay a little bit nicer. So that's what it'll look like once you snip that out. And then once they're cut out, it'll look something like this. What we can do is put glue on the back of this or on your mechanism, and then we're going to line our little square up on it like so. And it's on this nice pretty side, not on the side where we see our tabs. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get out our message that's going to pop up. It's going to be a cupcake, and we have our let's celebrate that goes in the middle here, so we can put that on. I'm using vinyl, but you definitely can use paper. Then our next pieces that will go on will be our stars, and I do have these guys numbered so you know which one they go on. Now that we got this done, we can move on to our cupcake. So we just have 2 pieces for this. This one will glue on like that, and then the chocolate on top, or whatever color you use on top. And then I did cut out some extra pieces to put sprinkles on top. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these 2 down. So we have this piece done. Get our pieces to decorate the front of our card. This piece that says yum 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 yummy, I'm going to put mine about right there, I do believe. And then our little black strip goes on top of it, right underneath it, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on. So in the file, there are two choices. You can choose to have the sprinkles cut out of the top of your cupcake top and use the cardstock behind it for the color, or you can use the sprinkles in the file and just spread them on the top of your cupcake top one by one. Have your bottom base, then your next one for your cupcake down at the bottom there, and then we'll glue the chocolate piece on top like so. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these next two off. So we have our sprinkles on. We can take our cupcakes and glue them onto our card. We can go ahead and put our party favors on the front of our card. I think I'm going to put mine like that. We have this border that I made, and I'm going to use it on the back around where I write a message. And I just wanted to show you how to put that together. I used the sprinkles that I cut out with my vinyl, and then I just took this piece, and then we're just going to glue that right on top like that. So let's go ahead and put that on. So this is our front of our cards. On the back, we're going to take our piece of pretty paper and put it down, and then I'm just going to take my cupcakes and put them on top like so. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down. Now we can move on to our pop box. So we want to make sure our pop box is folding down towards us. So you just move it around until you figure out when it's flattening towards you. If you have your two rubber bands where you can see them coming through that hole, that should be where it will fall towards you. And once you find that, so we don't forget, you can go ahead and put an X on your pop box and then put an arrow towards you so you know that's the way it falls, so you don't accidentally glue it on the wrong way. And to figure out where we need our pop box, lay your message upside down, and we just want to make sure it's not going outside of our card here. And then I'm going to try to kind of get it in the center, and then I'm going to look at the bottom, so I see the arrow needs to be pointing towards me, so I'm going to put it about right there. So we can take glue and put it on the bottom. Tape I wouldn't use so much because it really needs to have a strong hold on this guy. So I got my arrow pointing towards me. Place this guy down and give it a good old rub. And then our sign here, you're just going to put it on to your pop box like so. I wouldn't set it all the way down on our card base, so you can raise it just a little bit off of it. Like, I mean, I'm barely off of my card base there, as you can see. So you can put glue on this piece here. And once you have it on, to give it a good push, you can just push your pop box down and give it a good rub. Now, our next thing, what we can do is put tape on each end of our tabs here. We want to make sure we have the pretty side up. And I'm using tape and glue just because my paper has glitter on it and it tends not to stick with the glitter on it. So we'll just take our double-sided tape, if that's what you're going to use, and go ahead and put that on our two tabs here. So that's what it's looking like with my tape one. And again, you can use either or. You don't have to use both. Now we're going to get out our rubber band. I'll be using the Pale Crepe Gold size 12, 1 3/4 by 1 16. If you don't have the right size of bigger one rubber band, you can always tie a knot in the middle to make it smaller. So then we're going to take our rubber band that we have and we're going to feed it through those slits we cut in our little circles there. Okay. And then we'll turn it over and we can fold this piece forward towards our rubber band. And then you're just going to work it over this piece all the way down to the holes here. So that's what it's looking like once we have it fed through. This longer piece that's sticking out like that, this is going to be the piece that goes towards the top of our card. And you'll just fold that under like so. Now to figure out where we need to place this, if we measure from the top of our card down about 2.5 inches or so, when our confetti launcher is open, you'll still be able to close your card up and the confetti launcher won't be hanging out of our card. So I already have mine measured off here. So if you have your line in place, you can use that as your guide to place your confetti launcher down. This piece here needs to be at the top of our card because when we go to launch it, you push it back like so. I find that glue works the best on our confetti launcher on the both of the tabs. So why don't we go ahead and put some glue on our tabs? So let's do that. So I'm just going to find my little mark that I've made on my pretty paper, and I'm going about 2 fingers length from my side over here. And we just need to give that a nice good rub. And then the other pieces we have left to put on is, I thought we could do a message in the middle. I'm going to put hooray. And then to match our pretty paper, we can put each side of our flinger if you would like. The last thing we had to do is add our confetti to our launcher. I used in the file the confetti in there. Then I also added some pieces of shredded paper from our shredder. So if you have a shredder, that's a good idea to add pieces to it. So we're just going to take our little confetti here and pour it in the top of our flinger. Just know the more confetti you put in your launcher, the bulkier your card is going to be. And then we can just shut this up. And then once we have it shut, like so, we can just push it forward so it will be in the launch stage. Push our little sign down and then go ahead and close our card up. And then it's ready to go. So we have our card here. We have the yum yum yummy with our cupcakes, and I love how they're bitten out on the last two here. And then we have our little party favors on the top, and then we open it up and bam, all the confetti comes flying, and we have a let's celebrate. And then our little pocket, of course, it says hooray. We have two cards we can do this week. We have the graduation card, and I love how these balloons with the strings turned out tied to the books here. We got our cap and gown hanging on the hook, and then we open it up and it says, "Congratulations, it's your big day." I tell you what I did discover, guys. If you would cut out two pieces of your sign and then glue it together, it makes it stand a whole lot sturdier. And not that this is standing bad, it just moves a little up here. Two awesome cards this week, so I thought this would be a fun addition to the Confetti Flinger cards. Do you guys want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind, it's terrible. Guys, I want to thank you for stopping by and crafting with me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I truly enjoy all your comments and support. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.